Oh, you're not pixelated now. That's good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's good. Now if we can just go live. Start.
Here we go.
Yay!
Hey, guys.
Hey, everybody.
We're
Hey,
here.
Matthew, how are you?
Hey there. Yeah.
What an epic journey.
I reckon. Gotta love technology, I tell you.
Cool.
Just as well you're in control of it.
Who's in control? No one's in control, really. I don't even think Facebook's in control. Anyway, welcome to Fireside Chat. I'm here, as usual, to do a little bit of the housekeeping, and then I'll leave you in Matthew's capable hands to give you the real meaty stuff for this week. So just remember, please remember to make sure as many people as possible get to see this awesome information, which means that hit that little button with the arrow on it, or can't even ask you to make sure your friends and family see this. So there's certain words that we can't say here. But please do. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean.
Like share.
Oh, shh. Don't say the S word. Don't say the S word. But please do what Matthew just said to do. So that's number one. Two, just remember also that we are live on Matthew Greenwood Spiritual Journeys as well as mytimetv.live. And if you are in any other place other than those two places and you make a comment, because we're also live on other pages, we won't see your comments, so pop over to Matthew Greenwood Spiritual Journeys page so he can talk to you live and you can ask questions. So we won't see any questions unless you're here with us. And Matthew Greenwood Spiritual Journeys, there is a link above that you can just tap to come over to the originating broadcast. I know it sounds all a bit technical, but just trust me and tap it. And also, if you are making a comment here, you might get a message from the chat bot, which is connected to Matthew's page, and it will say, if you've already registered, it will say hi and nice to see you back. If you haven't, if you're a first time here, please let us know and say hi. It's my first time here with Matthew and the Fireside Chat, and you will get a message asking if you would like to enter into the draw to win a spirit guide reading, which Matthew draws a winner every week. And he is about to announce that winner now and say hi to some people, and I'm going to skedaddle. So I'll see you later. Enjoy, everybody.
All right, let's say a few quick hellos first. So we've got, hey, Janet and Doogie, Christina, Deanne, Kat West, Donna, Alana, Pepper Wilson, long time no see that name, Fiona, Jody, and Jessica. Great to see you guys on board, and anyone else out there that's listening. And so winner for tonight for the free spirit guide reading is Kerry Emerson. So if anyone knows Kerry that's listening, let her know, but we'll be letting her know also. So that will be coming to you. You just got to contact us. That's all. Just got to contact me by phone or text. And so, as usual, we're going to do a grounding exercise first. But just thought I'd fill you in on what we're going to talk about. Just going to talk about energy, but different types of energy. And even going to get you guys, I'm going to put you guys to the test to see if you can see energy. So we'll be doing that after the grounding exercise. So here we go. So this, remember, for those who haven't seen this or heard this we've got down on the web, on the Facebook site as the ultimate grounding exercise. It's something I've been working on for a long time, and it works a treat if you want to keep your energy stable through these rocky times that we're in, with the highs and lows of energy, and you can name all kinds of things, which we will after the grounding exercise, the things that are affecting us at the moment. So let's go into this grounding exercise. This is here to keep you stable. So if you're going to engage with it, do it a couple of times a day, and particularly if you're a practitioner, or someone that sees a lot of people, then it's a good idea to do it in between your clients or in between people that you see, because they can have an effect on you. If you're listening to this, you're probably very empathic, and we can be affected by other people's energy, as we know. So here we go with the grounding exercise. Won't take any longer than about 10 minutes. So what I'd like you to do, if you can, is close your eyes. Just get yourself nice and comfortable. Don't lay down, because that automatically starts to put you into sleep mode. The physiology picks up on when you lay down, and I've had people snoring within 5 minutes. So sitting up is the best way. So just to start with, nice deep breaths, because what those deep conscious breaths are doing is literally taking in life force, which we can't do without. It's that clean life force that feeds our energy ports, our chakras, which then feeds our physical body, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies. So as you breathe, just imagine going beyond just the thought of breathing in oxygen, but also pulling in life force with every breath. So now we're going to do something with this life force. We're actually going to give it a purpose. So with the next deep breath in, pulling that life force in, with the breath out, pushing that life force down through your body, your base chakra, your legs, your feet, and down into the earth. And just keep that flow, that cycle of breathing, just going for maybe half a dozen breaths or more, until you start to feel a tingling or a warmth down through your feet as that energy does flow down into the earth. So it's that repetitive process of breathing that energy down through your body, your base chakra, your legs, feet into the earth, which opens your base chakra up nice and strongly. So this connects you with the surface energy of the earth. But our energy system, because we're talking about energy tonight, our energy system is far more expansive than you realize, and it interacts and can very easily lock into the Earth's energy grid, which is what we're meant to do. And that energy goes right down to the core of the planet. And our deepest chakra point is down there also. So what we're going to do next is connect with that deep chakra point. So with the next deep breath in, once again, pulling that life force in, with the breath out, drive it right down to the core of the earth. So this is also the deepest aspect of your energy system that's anchored into the earth. The earth also has a chakra point there. And when we engage with our earth chakra, that's what it's called, then our earth chakra energy naturally engages with the earth's core chakra. So when we do connect with that, we're connecting also with every other spiritual person on the planet that is heart connected, and we're interacting, and really we're causing a group consciousness. We're creating a group consciousness with those people because we're linked at a very deep level within the earth. So just continue to breathe down into that earth chakra. Sometimes for people that haven't done this one before, it can take a little bit to connect with that. And sometimes it's a bit difficult to know when you've connected with it. It's not quite the same as the base chakra. But what you'll generally find is you will feel a difference in energy, and it will be more of an overall well-being or overall grounded feeling. Sometimes people feel a tingling not just in their feet, but they feel it all around their body. Okay, so once you've got that, now your energy is flowing right down through into the earth. So now we're just going to shift gear into a higher vibrational energy. So allowing your breath to relax, we're going to now jump into a part of our energy system called the core star energy, which is literally the God force within us. Whatever words you feel comfortable, it's the energy of the Creator, the universe, God, Great Spirit, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same. So to start with, bring your awareness to the center of your physical body, somewhere around the solar plexus area, but it's not a chakra, so don't get it confused with a chakra. Once you've found the center of your body, now, just like Doctor Who and the TARDIS, I've still met a couple of people out there that have never heard of that show, so that's a difficult one to explain. But Doctor Who and the TARDIS, if you remember, when you go into this small telephone box, suddenly there's a huge space inside. That's what this is. So when you jump into your energy system, just keep diving deeper and deeper and deeper until you sense, see, or feel a high vibrational energy or a light. Once you connect with that light, and you'll know it when you've got it, you're in control with a very clear intention. So, first intention is to expand that light out to fill your physical body. So imagine that rush of that high vibrational energy coming through your energy system from deep within your core, expanding out, and then filling your physical body with light. And imagine every cell in your body being filled with light. So now expanding it beyond your physical into the first 7 major energy bodies, which is roughly about 3 to 3.5 meters out, depending on who you are as a person. But just set an intention within your thoughts to connect with that human aspect of the energy system, which is the first 7 major energy bodies. Keep expanding it out into that space. And what I'd like you to do is keep filling that space with light. And what you will end up feeling is a tension beginning to occur in that space, because what you're doing is you're bringing that light in under pressure now, kind of like blowing up a balloon. But what we're going to do is explode the balloon, because the first 7 major energy bodies is only scratching the surface of who we are. So in a minute, just keep building this up. On the count of 3, I want everyone to let that energy explode out in all directions. 1, 2, 3. Just let it rip. No limitations. No boundaries. Beautiful. I can feel it from here. So as you feel that energy that you've just manifested, you've just connected with, this has the ability to cleanse your space, to clear the energy in your space. It also has the ability to clear the energy, say you're a practitioner, an energy worker, or a counselor, or massage therapist, or you just work with other people. The more you do this, you can clear the room you work in, or the building you work in even. Space means nothing when you're working with energy. The only thing that causes limitations is our mind. So you can be utilizing this to clear the space that you work in. Your home also. Beautiful. So now, just to bring yourself back, don't pull that light in. You don't have to. I've heard so many weird things that, well, from where I sit, it feels weird. A lot of people want to put a jacket or a trench coat or something over that light to protect themselves. They don't need to. The light's doing that for them. So just bring your awareness, let the light shine, but just bring your awareness back to your physical body. And as you breathe, just go back into that grounding with the base chakra. And then when you feel your physical body, just remember that's what you want to come back to. And then breathing down through the base chakra into the earth once again. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So there we go. That's a little exercise that's proven itself to me and to the people that I work with, that I mentor, and which includes a lot of practitioners out there. And this helps. There's other ways of using this energy also, which I help people with, and it can really improve not just your life but your business as well. So there's many purposes that you can use this energy for. So I'm just going to do a quick few hellos to some more people that have come in. So we've got Jessica Luxmore, Renee, hey Renee, Michelle Keats from New Zealand, yay, Troy Delane, and Kylie. Cool, great to see you guys on board. So what we're going to talk about is energy, but first of all, I'm going to throw you straight into it now. When we think about energy, there is energy everywhere. But first thing is to understand just about your energy. So your energy is incredibly expansive, as you've just found out. But what you can do, the easiest part of your energy system to see is the first energy body, and it's what appears to be a skin of energy. It's not actually a skin of energy because it goes right through your physical body. But imagine an area of energy probably about 2 to 3 inches out in the old language. In the new language, about 75 millimeters out all around your body. So this looks, when you're looking at someone, it looks like hot, a heat rising off a road on a hot day. So it's that sort of blurry, slightly blurry appearance. But what I'd like you to do is, if you can see where my hands are, I'd like you to just gently find somewhere, maybe the wall, if you've got a cream wall, or piece of paper, piece of A4 white paper, and just have a look at the energy between your fingers. As you start to bring your fingers closer, you should start to see little strands of energy in between each finger as the aura starts to interact. The aura of one hand interacting with the aura of the other. And they start to, if you bring them from out here, the energy seems to stretch into the opposite finger on the other hand. So just have a little play with that, just to start with. So what I found is, if you look slightly blurry at it, or maybe slightly side on, you it's a lot easier to see it. It's almost like looking out of focus at the energy around your hands. And you start to see this amazing thing, which is like this misty sort of energy going on between your fingers. So that's something you can practice. It's a little bit hard to do this online, but I think that should be something that most people can get. If you did happen to get that, maybe just send in a little message to say, yes, I saw something, and which is cool. So I've got a couple more people. We've got Kat, we've got Kylie, we've got Trish Brown, Gail Humphreys, Janine. So good to see you guys. So yeah, give me a bit of feedback to see if you felt any energy or if you saw any energy. So Fiona obviously got it. How amazing. Mary did. Cool. Excellent. So have a play. Continue to have a play with that, because what happens is the more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. And then you'll start to see other colors as you look further out in the aura. And it's a good practice to maybe put someone in a chair against a nice cream wall and just step back maybe about a couple of meters, 2 to 3 meters, and have a look for that first up, for that like the heat rising off a road, which is the first energy body. When you can see that, then you can start to see other things, because what you're doing is tuning a wireless. And as you start to see that first, then you've actually tuned the wireless into the auric field, and then you begin to see others. And it starts to become easier the more you do it. But you've got to practice. You've got to do it more than just once. And the other thing is too, which I needed to add, is you need to be grounded when you're doing it. So your psychic abilities or your intuitive abilities are much, much stronger when your energy system is grounded. Because if you consider the base chakra energy is like the foundation of a large building. So for the rest of the chakras to be strong, the foundation needs to be strong. So if the base chakra is being utilized often, then you'll find that your psychic abilities start to open up much, much more if you're doing that on a regular basis. So let's just see if we've got any more comments. Yay, grey, white filaments. Cool. It looked like smoke. Yeah, it does. Then when I got excited about seeing it, it went. Yeah, it always does that. So what's happening is you getting excited is you're going into your head. As soon as the head starts to take control, the base chakra drops out. So really what's happening is when you're working with the base, when you've grounded your energy, you're also opening up the heart chakra, which is one of the major chakras that helps you to see this. It's also your third eye too. So excellent. Kate said she can see the haze. Yeah, that's good. So it's just, again, just practice. So let's have a chat about, well, everything has energy. One of the major things we tend to forget, we see animals, we see people, we see birds and insects, trees, anything that's alive, even things that we don't think are alive, like the earth. The earth is alive. There is a vibration humming through it. It has a certain frequency. And the earth has an energy system. The earth has chakras, or it has vortexes of energy all over her. There are ley lines, just like we have meridian lines. And there's a reason for those lines. That energy system of the earth lines up with our energy system in spots. So our energy system is meant to integrate with the Earth's energy system. It's not an accident that we're here. Over time, our energy system has evolved to interact with the Earth's energy system. So the thing that keeps us disconnected from the Earth's energy system is us, is our traumas that we carry, emotional baggage. So the more you work on that emotional baggage and clear that out, suddenly your abilities start to open up. Your energy automatically begins to integrate more into the Earth's energy system, and you're just firing your intuition, synchronicity, those magical things that happen when you feel you're on track. That becomes more so, and yeah, magic things happen. So let's have a little bit of a closer look at all of the different beings, I guess, that have energy. So spirits have an energy. Now, when you think about spirits, I'm not talking about guides now, because guides are more than spirits. But with spirits, spirits are in this grey zone in between physical and the spiritual realm. They're not quite in that spiritual realm fully. They're in a no man's land. For whatever reason, because there are many reasons why they can be that way. It can be through choice after death. Maybe they wanted to be around a loved one, but also a lot of the time they don't actually know they're dead. This is an amazing thing. So that happens. And so sometimes you just see in your peripheral vision, and look, most people have seen this sort of stuff in a house or in a building somewhere. Doesn't have to be old either. It can be a new building. And they see this movement, and then as soon as they look around, it's not there. But it's in your peripheral vision that you tend to pick up on energy, which is why I got you to look side on at your fingers, at your hands. And so the energy of spirits can be a little bit all over the place, because they carry their emotions very strongly with them when they go when a person dies and goes into that no man's land in between physical and the spiritual realms. So when you're sensitive enough, when you've, I guess, worked your intuition and you trust it, which is one of the biggest things that a lot of people don't do. The more you trust your intuition and your abilities, the stronger it gets. Then you can actually start to pick up on more defining attributes of a spirit, and then you can start communicating with them and actually help them. Because, like I said, a lot of the times they don't even know they're dead. So sometimes they need a little bit of help to move on. And it's interesting sometimes, because you end up counseling a spirit to help them to see the truth of what's going on for them. Look, I'll just give you a really, really quick example, because we've got a lot to cover tonight. But what happened for me, I was living in a house. I just moved into a house up in Mount Barker. It was built around the 50s, I think, 40s or 50s. It was an old weatherboard sort of house. But what it was on the steam ranger line, and it was a railway workers' cottage. That's what it originally was. And I kept seeing, and it was very common, I was seeing this shadow moving past all the time. And so I thought, no, I need to do something about this. It wasn't causing any trouble, but it just felt, what I was feeling from that spirit was that it was lost. And so what I did, I turned off most of the lights. I just got into the middle of the house, which happened to be the dining room, and put a candle on. Didn't do the Ouija board. Don't need to do that. And what I saw, as soon as I tuned in, I grounded my energy and I tuned in, and I saw this man at a desk, and he was counting money. And the more he counted the money, it was becoming frantic. And what I saw was him having a heart attack, because he was. I ended up seeing the whole story of why he was frantic. The package of money that he received from, I guess, the railway company, it was short of the wages for all of the railway workers in that area. And so he was paranoid that they were going to blame him for that. And so he's counting and counting, counting, hoping that he got it wrong. And basically the stress of it gave him a heart attack. But for him, so he died, last century, mid last century. And for him, what had been going on, he was just playing this record over and over and over again. And he was completely oblivious to the fact that he was dead. And so what I had to do was give his energy a bit of a shake and talk to him and just say, can you see those workers around you anywhere? Can you see your family anywhere around you? Where are you? And suddenly everything disappeared for him and he was just alone. He could hear me. And he actually started to cry. I've never seen a spirit cry before. And what I did in that situation is just to let him know that he's safe. And I was going to call on his wife. I just knew he had a wife. And I was going to get her to come through and take him over. And that's exactly what happened. And he was fine. So sometimes they just need a little bit of help, not just from a medium, but also from the other side as well. And that's a great thing you can do if that's possible. So what I did, I created a portal for him to move through, and it worked really well. So anyway, that's him. Now, before I go any further, what I would really love you guys to do, if you know anyone that this might be of interest to, then let them know. Let them know. So get them online, and it may be able to help them in some way, particularly if they're seeing spirits or seeing energy or something, feeling it. All right, so that's spirits. Now, what you can also do when you're in say, an old house, you can feel their energy somewhere, because every being, whether it's a spirit, a guide, a galactic being, a negative entity, they have a certain energy signature. Now, this works really well when you're working with guides, because when you feel, you don't necessarily have to see that guide physically. You can just feel their energy where they come in, and each guide will come in a certain way. So you may feel a ring of energy over your head, or you may feel something at the back of your neck, or you may feel a real filling up of your head, or you could feel an energy in your heart area. But each guide will have a particular energy that they come in with, and it'll hit you in a certain area. So that's just showing you their energy signature. And this makes it very easy, because a lot of people think they need to see their guides, and they don't. And look, I don't see my guides all the time. I see other people's guides, probably easier than I see mine, but I do see mine as well. So when I need to, they show themselves to me. So that's a good way of understanding when a particular guide is there. And maybe if that guide, you're just feeling that energy, the energy signature, what you can do, and you want to see who that guide is, because they might be coming in a lot. Go into a meditation, set an intention, because remember, setting an intention is a very, very powerful way to focus your energy. I'm talking about energy. Focus your energy for a particular purpose. So if you go into a meditation, you may go to a forest for your meditations. So go to that same place where you feel comfortable in the forest and set an intention to that guide, whatever the energy signature that is left in you, or where you feel that guide coming in, set an intention to connect with that guide. And 9 times out of 10, they'll show themselves. So, and this is how it works. But number one, you need to be grounded. And number two, you need to set a very, very clear intention. If you just set something fuzzy like, oh, I hope one of my guides comes in, well, you may get lucky, but it's generally, that's not very strong and clear. So be really, really clear and don't overcomplicate it. Set that strong intention, and generally you'll get a positive outcome. So that's guides. Galactic beings are another step above that all over again. So galactic beings have a very high vibrational energy, mostly, but it can be very varied too. So depending on the beings, and there are so many different types of beings coming in now, and the energies can vary so much. But what I've found is, as soon as you start tuning into the energy of that being, then what happens is you begin to sense things. You begin to sense a shape, a color, certain facial features. And sometimes it can be quite unusual. Don't let the mind come in and question things, because that just basically shuts the door on your psychic abilities. So if it does come in, reground your energy and just go back into that intention that you set initially. If it's about connecting with a galactic being that you're feeling around you. And look, if it feels bad, then don't connect with it. You may just feel a bit nervous, and that's okay. But if you feel it's something really negative, then don't go anywhere near it. Tell it to nick off. Or use that core star energy that we did in the beginning and just explode that out from within your center, and push that being out from interacting with you. So that's one way of doing it. Now, negative energy is a fairly easy thing to pick up on. So when you go into a house that maybe is not yours, so you go into this house and you feel something really dark and ominous, or it can be anything from something nasty to you could feel sick in the stomach. It could be anything, but trust the reactions in your body, because that's helping you to see and feel what the energy is of that particular negative energy, and what it's about too. So one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is how the head works. So when I'm showing people how to open up their psychic abilities and read energy, say read someone else's energy, what tends to happen is when you're feeling someone else's energy, you'll get something will register that you're picking up on. It may be a color, it may be an emotion. But what tends to happen is the brain, whether it's the ego or whether it's you, you'll tend to think that that's all you're going to see. And this is where it's such a mistake, because there's a whole lot of levels of awareness beneath that. So when you get a feeling, it might be an emotion. When you pick up on that emotion, great, lock in on it. Don't go any further. You've got that it's an emotion. Then dive in deeper and see what is beneath that feeling. You may get a vision. You may get a color. You may get something completely different. You may get words. But there is always layers of awareness. So don't just accept the first thing you get. That will be part of that level of awareness, but there'll be much more depth to it. And so it's like a stepping stones. That's all it's like. So those stepping stones will take you further in, and it's just about trusting your feelings. Just going to have a look, see if there's any questions. Is this what happens? Mary's asking, is this what happens with the earth when it's warm and the vibration rises up, or we call this an oasis? It can be. I mean, the earth, when you think of deserts, a lot of the deserts that have been on the planet were quite rich with life at one point. And so there is always residue of life left within certain aspects of the earth where you don't see a lot of plant life, but there is still life deeper into the earth. And so sometimes it just takes the right situation to bring that life up to the surface. So Troy's saying, being able to see energy on top of trees, but clearly saw a real haze swirl of energy through the forest at Mount Crawford the other day. Yeah, and a lot of that swirl of energy that you were seeing was actually the vibration of not just the trees, but the heightened energy of the trees in Mount Crawford because of all the crystalline energy that's in the earth in that area. So it's incredibly powerful, the crystalline energy through this particular area of the Adelaide Hills, and this is why in that spot out in Mount Crawford Forest where we went a few weekends ago, there are galactic portholes out there because of that high vibrational energies, which makes it much easier to set those portals up. So Doogie's saying, my girlfriend had a flaming doorway appear in her house in the main bedroom in the early hours of AM quite frequently. I was very young then and wasn't experienced enough to help her, but have always wondered what this porthole was. So portals, depending on, it's a bit hard to say exactly what it was, but portals can be really just doorways into other realities and other worlds. So don't know exactly what was going on there, but it would have been interesting to find out what was going on, and maybe the fire that she saw was possibly wasn't fire. It may have been just the way the energy was appearing in that space. So, and also we've got to understand too that because of our experiences through life, when we see energy or feel energy, everyone will interpret it slightly differently because of the experiences that we've had in our life and how our mind works. And that's the important thing, is to learn how to interpret your own energy. It's easy to go and buy a book and on interpretations of dreams and how to see energy, but quite often it's better for you to work it out for yourself, because it's much more, let's say it's much more direct to your sensory abilities. So Christina's saying, I came across a really bad energy in a stuffed clown once. Oh, there goes those clowns again. It warned me not to come into the room. I mentioned it to the person who owned it, and they were aware. Isn't that interesting? Why would they have it in the room? So that says a lot in itself. So, yep, just stay right away from it. And, it's why, I know we're going slightly off on a tangent here, but with voodoo, why they use dolls and to create pain in other people by putting pins in it in certain areas. All you need to do is create the right intention to make that happen with a lot of energy behind you. But any object can hold energy, and it doesn't necessarily have to be its own energy. It can hold a combination of its own energy and a projected energy from someone powerful enough to create that. So with Christina, with that clown, someone must have put that energy into it. So whether that person that you knew did, or someone else had. But this is why it's, as a kid, or particularly as a gifted child, it's not good to see movies about clowns, particularly horror movies, because it brings up all kinds of things. And a child's energy, even a teenager's energy, with their psychic abilities, can be very powerful, but it can also be very random too, and spasmodic. So it's one of those things you have to be really careful with. So we've got Highland. Is it normal to prefer being alone if you're very susceptible to people's energy, etc.? Well, it is pretty normal for people to want to be like that, but normally that's because they haven't got their head around how to keep their energy stable. And this is why I've created that grounding exercise, because then you're not fearful about going out into shopping centres. When you can keep your energy grounded, by doing it consistently, at least a couple of times a day, generally after about 3 weeks, because that's about how long it takes to bring a new habit into place. Once you're doing that regularly, treat it just like cleaning your teeth. This is when you can do that, you start to let go of the fear of being around other people, because you can hold your energy really strong. And if you do have any troubles with that, you want to learn more about how to hold your energy stronger, then that's what I do. I don't just do talks online. I'm a practitioner. I've been doing this work for about 30 years, and I'm here to help people. Great question. Do angels walk amongst us? I know they do. They can be the most amazing people. I'll tell you a very quick story. I'll try to keep it quick. I was on Rosebud Indian Reservation. I'd taken a small group over there. I was running a tour. We were staying in teepees, and it was lots of fun. But we were out on one of the main roads going through the reservation, and we were kind of on the outskirts. So there weren't too many houses around. And out in the middle of nowhere, we saw this guy walking alongside the road, and his shirt, like, there wasn't a house for miles. It was the middle of summer, so it was just the same heat that we get here. It's actually very similar, very dry, but really, really hot. So very high temperatures. And this guy, he would have been probably in his mid to late 50s. And his shirt was just perfectly creased. His pants were perfectly creased. He didn't have any dust on his shoes. And he just had the broadest smile on his face. And I gave him a lift. And so he got in the car, and it was a van. And anyway, he started talking to us about the most amazing things. He was talking to us about the conflict between religion and the old ways on the reservation, and how it's all blended, and about the angelic realms, and he always had this half a grin on his face when he was talking, and he smelt of he smelt. There was no actual body odor at all from him. There was no deodorant smell. There was no perfume at all with him, no aftershave or anything like that. But he was just perfect. And I'd never met anyone like that. When we took him to where he wanted to go, we drove off. But in the process of driving off, we all looked at each other in the van, and we're going, that wasn't a real person. That was an angel. And it was just amazing experience. So sometimes angels do show up on your doorstep when you least expect it. And yes, Donna, they can be furry ones too. Stevie Young, hello from the UK. Well, glad you could be on board. Thanks for coming in. All right, so what else have we got? We've got, with the Earth, we've got energy vortexes. So some people call them chakras, but I like to just call them energy vortexes. They're energy ports, just like we have. There are ley lines, which is the equivalent of meridian lines within our body. Now, with trees and insects and animals and birds and fish, they all have auras. Sometimes they're not quite as in depth as our auras because of the let's say the added energy of emotional energy, and but they're maybe not quite as complex. Sometimes in their simplicity, they work much better because they're more pure and they're a little bit more untainted by emotional energy. They work more on instinct and direct connection with things because there is no mind in there or ego in there to complicate. No one's been telling them as they're growing up that they're not intuitive and they should just close down their psychic abilities. They are what they are. And so in that simplicity, their energy is sometimes more pure. But what I thought I would share with you is that everything, no matter what it is, anything that moves leaves a trail of energy. And it was interesting when we went out into Mount Crawford Forest on the weekend, or a couple of weekends ago, they were having some fun with us out there. I won't get into the whole story, but what they had done was they left very purposely, they left trails of their energy in certain aspects of the forest because there were people that I was working with out there that were picking up on this. They were thinking it was a vortex of energy or a porthole, but it actually wasn't just in one space. There was like a track of it. And this is what happens. The energy residue, it doesn't stay there forever, but what it does do, there is a residue that's left. Now, even a car can leave residue of energy when it's driving along because there are people in the car or there's a person in the car. But also, that car carries the energy of the person that owns it. So even if it could drive on its own without someone driving it, there would be still a trail of energy that's left from that vehicle because of the fact that it belongs to someone. Now, even you might say, well, it's just an inanimate object, but everything leaves a trail because everything has some sort of compound to it, or even the residue of the paint energy or the tire energy, the electrical energy, that all leaves residue. And so what you can do is, which is a great thing to try one day, is find a paddock or find an oval, get someone to purposely they get them to imagine they're leaving a trail of their energy behind them. And what they're doing by setting an intention like that, they're actually leaving more of their energy behind in that trail. And what you can do is close your eyes and see if you can pick up on that trail of energy. It's a real good, fun thing to try. So just having a look here. Fiona's saying, Highland, check back at the beginning of Matthew's talking for grounding exercise. Oh, thank you. No, we're still going, Janet. I hope you're back on board. I think I'm still firing here. Yes, I am. So internet's been doing crazy stuff lately. So people's internet's dropping out all over the place. So here's Trish. Have recently read about First Nation people feeling the energy of the song lines. I wonder if beyond grounding, it's good to learn to feel the changes in the land's energy underfoot as well. Most definitely. And look, the more you tune in, the more you connect with the Earth's energy, you can start to feel when there are Earth changes coming, because the vibration changes. And also you can feel earth tremors before they get here. There's a restlessness in the animal energy and the plant energy, but there is certainly a shift in vibration with the Earth's energy when there are Earth changes about to happen. So Highland's asking, this may sound silly, but I've moved a floating balloon before every direction I wanted to with my focus and energy. It was an exercise I read about and tried. I was amazed. So I'm just trying to get that clear. I moved a floating balloon before every direction. And not quite sure if I understand that, Highland, but looks interesting. So Doogie's asking, look, like at massage school, when your intention is focused on the person for 5 minutes, and then attention not focused, and instead focused on doing the washing instead, the person can feel which 5 minutes is focused on them. Exactly. So this is the thing that a lot of people have to be careful of. You know, you get teachers or practitioners that are working on an energy level with people, and they think because they're the teacher that those people aren't going to feel what's going on in their head, what's going on in their space. And believe me, people are far more intuitive these days than they used to be. So you have to bank on this, on the fact that they will feel your energy. So this is where keeping yourself grounded is going to be much better. So keeping a strong intention of keeping your energy clear, which is what opening up that core star energy will do, but also always holding integrity with anything that you do as a practitioner or as a teacher. It's so important to be doing that. Look, you know, we're not all perfect, but the trick is, as you go through this journey with your spiritual abilities, what I'm finding with a lot of people now, their level of integrity has risen dramatically. And this is very powerful because of that sheer fact that people are a lot more sensitive out there than you realize, and they pick up on your energy. So this is where cleaning up your space on a regular basis is a good thing. So Donna's saying, I have a ley line running through my house and have felt tremors from an earthquake. Yep. And, you know, that ley line that's running through your house, just have a check. If you can follow that ley line, try checking out where it runs. Because what I've found, Donna, is that I've done a lot of house clearings where energy's been really messed up when there's a ley line running through it. But where that ley line is running also through is like a power station or a, we call it I was going to say an amplifier, but one of the substations that brings the voltage up for another addition to a suburb. So that can be cleaned up energetically, and that's something that can always be done. So the ley lines, the earth ley lines, can be helped when it's been complicated by man-made issues. So hello, Amanda Palco. Hi from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Wow, they're all coming in tonight. Got someone from England and someone from America. Fantastic. Hope you guys are okay over there. We hear on the news what's going on. Thank you for dropping in. Amanda, you've come right at the end of the session, but you can re-look at this. It will be recorded, so I hope you get a lot out of it. So, guys, the only other thing I was going to say was the other thing to remember also is that we may not be able to see it, but because all we see is air around us, we see these solid objects, but in that air where seemingly is nothing, that's a sea of consciousness. There's an energy that we're basically swimming in. It's like an ocean of energy, and this energy, um, it's like it's a way of communication floating through and interacting with other people, with other beings, and this sea of consciousness we're in is where communication travels on so many different levels. And the galactic beings that are watching us at the moment and helping us, our guides, spirits, any type of being that is in existence, even animals, birds, and insects, in that sea of consciousness, that's where communication goes on an automatic level. And the plants pick up on it, the earth picks up on it, and so we need to be more mindful of the thoughts we have, because when we have a thought and we set an intention with that thought, and if it's a negative one, then that's going out into the ethers, it's going out into that sea of consciousness. Now, this obviously is not helping the earth, and it's not helping humanity. So what we need to be doing is to be working more towards non-judgment, just being observant, being aware, being conscious, and keeping ourselves as pure as possible. And like I said before, holding that integrity is very important. And so what we'll do, we'll finish off on that. And the best thing we can be doing is being self-aware. So when you can hold that space, then being grounded, then you can't beat that. So guys, have a great night. Thank you for watching and sharing, and we'll see you again. Thanks, guys.